Hello and welcome to another episode of Women Locked Up Before and After.
Hello, everybody. I have a topic I want to talk about. I named it Inmates Who Cry Wolf. The reason why I'm doing this is because when I was down there at CMCF, where I done my time at, there was a lot of people who did that. It got really out of hand because a lot of them would actually do this stuff, and then the people who actually really got sick, even older people who had like heart attacks and strokes and everything else, they wouldn't ever take them seriously. They would think they was faking or something because the other young kids would be up there acting like something's wrong with them just to go what they call 720. It's actually for the men. It's a 24-hour, kind of like an ER, but Band-Aid station pretty much. There was an incident that happened whenever I was where I done some time over in Max, but not because I got in trouble. I actually went there to get some time to myself because I had some issues going on with my daughter and everything and family, and I was just having a really hard time. But anyway, I went to psychological observation, and it's over there in the same building as Max. And they house death row inmates, psychological observation, suicide watch, and PC. Oh, and of course the ones who mess up and get in trouble, and it's all loud pretty much the whole time you're there. You hear people yelling at each other, talking, all that stuff. Anyway, I was in my little cell, and the only time you're in a one-man cell is whenever you're actually in Max or whatever. I mean, I was in general population in an open dormitory before that, and I couldn't handle it with all the stuff that was going on, and I needed time to myself. So I told them that I was having some problems with my daughter, and I just poured my heart out and told them I needed to be alone. But anyway, there was a time, there was two girls that was always talking back and forth to each other. You could hear every word they said. I mean, like thinking, man, why would you say all this stuff? You don't care who hears what you say. And that's the one that I'm about to talk about. One day in the afternoon, it was around lunchtime. Our trays didn't come in till later on. We did like 3 hours after lunch because of what happened. Okay, I was sitting there reading my book, and when you're psychological observation, you can't have nothing but a book and a roll of toilet paper, all in your mat and a sheet. I was sitting there reading my book, and I kept hearing a noise like something was hitting something, like boom, 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 like that. But it sounded like it was kind of clanky in a way, the noise. I kept hearing it, and also kept hearing this grunting noise at the same time, like like it just kept as a constant sound. But that grunting noise and that banging noise kept going on and on and on. And I was like, something's going on over there. And I knew what girl was over there is the one that started crap all the time with the officers. She would flood her cell, like literally flood it. I mean, she would sit there and keep pushing the button on it. Like I said, I was sitting there reading my book and heard all that noise, and I was sitting there thinking, that's not right. I mean, I heard there's a rumor she had seizures, and I was like, oh God, this girl having a seizure. But she always, that was one thing that I thought she was doing at first, was wringing her clothes out, like shaking them really hard. They flop them really, really hard. And, well, that's what I thought she was doing. And I was like, wait a minute, that's too constant. It's doing it too much. And there's a grunting noise too. Something's not right. So I happened to look over, which I couldn't hardly see through my window. Those windows are like about that thick. They're like bulletproof glass. And they're very small little lines going down the door. You can't really see much. Just little bitty ones. But anyway, I looked over there, and I didn't see her standing up, and I knew right then something was wrong. I was like, oh my gosh, this woman's over there in her cell. They don't never check on you like they're supposed to every 30 minutes. They don't do anything. They just come around and give you your food. It don't matter if you're laid out in the floor when they bring the food. They don't care. They don't even pay attention to it. Anyway, I was like, yeah, something's wrong. And then finally I heard it again. This time, when I heard the noise, I heard like a throwing up, like a gagging sound or something like that. And I was like, oh my God. So that's when I went straight to the door, or what do you want to call it? And the tray hole has a little bitty crack in it. I was trying to get the attention from the officers. Actually, nobody else knew. I'm the one that actually tried to get help. As soon as I got to that little crack in the tray hole, I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I was banging on it at the same time, and it's really hard to bang on that little tray, the actual tray that's up on the door. But it does, when you bang on it, it'll sit there and clatter back and forth too. So I sit there banging on it. I was like, officer, we need somebody back here. I think she's having a seizure over there. And nobody came. So finally, everybody started banging on the doors and stuff. Everybody did. And I was like, oh my God, it's getting really, really loud up in here. I'm starting to freak out. I'm thinking this girl's having a seizure over here. And literally feel like I'm about to have a panic attack myself. And I was like, okay, maybe they're taking over. They can start do all the banging on themselves. I don't have to do nothing. But finally, probably like maybe 20 minutes later, they wait a while. And they finally come back there. And I didn't really want to look. I said I had panic attacks, and I didn't want to look over there and see what was going on because I didn't want to be like, oh my God, and then be like knocked out. But she supposedly had a seizure, and they took her to what they call 720. A lot of stuff goes on over there at 720. Some people want to go for their own reasons, if you know what I mean. I didn't know all that until that happened, but they come and got her. I heard them talking to her, trying to get her to talk, and supposedly she threw up and all that when the guard was in there and the so-called doctor, and they took her over there, and I knew when she was back in like not even an hour that I knew right then if something was going on with that. Come to find out, the whole entire time, she was faking the freaking seizure. And oh my gosh, I was so mad when I found out she was faking. I mean, well, that's why I put my title, "It Made Me Cry Wolf," because the next time she tried to go over there, she couldn't go, and she literally did have a seizure, a really, really bad one. She had banged her head up and had blood on her and all kinds. And they didn't even take her till like 8 hours later. When she went over there, she only done that to get to the 720 to pick up a package. Sure, you know what I mean. I think that's really messed up to mess it up for everybody else. I mean, seeing it from my own eyes, things happen to other women, have strokes, especially a woman that came with me on the bus down there the second time I went down there. And she had a stroke 2 weeks after she got there. And they never took her to the doctor. They told her to put a sick call in. When she put the sick call in, she didn't get seen for 3 weeks. Now, I think they only gave her some IBUs or Tylenol. Yeah, she faked everything, and for all the wrong reasons, not right. And I'm very against stuff like that because, I mean, it'd be different if other people wasn't involved and not get in trouble. Also, I mean, everybody else gets in trouble when somebody else does something wrong or acts up. So we didn't never get our lunch trays. We got our supper trays. And that ain't right. They actually let us go without lunch because of what she done. They didn't catch her with anything because when she got there, they actually had like trustees. They're the ones that would do all the other deals and stuff like that, pass things out and give stuff, letters to people from another cell. And it was crazy. So anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you so much for still being here. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment below if you have any suggestions for another video, any questions, anything. Thank you for watching. Peace and love y'all. Bye.